Alrighty, so eyes up here. You should start to see something.
I can't see anything. I just see kindness. I can barely see it.
It's coming. Maybe we can do the blue dot light too. There we go. Yes. Now, what does that word say? Miss Petra, could you please give that to me? Petra, thank you. So, Dylan, what does that word say up here, buddy? Kindness. And we said that kindness is being nice to each other and taking care of each other. So, you are going to do exactly what I'm about to do with your table group in about 4 to 5 minutes. So this might help you get some ideas, okay? So has anybody ever heard of a mind map before? Touch your nose if you've ever heard of a mind map. Or a web. This is a mind map. Another word for it is a web. And it's a way we take our brains and put them onto paper. So we're kind of making a map of what's in our minds. So Dylan, what is one example of someone being kind?
Saying nice things to each other.
Fantastic! So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to add that to my mind map like this. Saying nice things to each other. And sometimes when I'm doing webs, what I like to do, because it's so great when people share, I like to put people's initials. So I put, so who said that? Dylan Boys. So that's Dylan's contribution to our class mind map. Anybody else? Now, the best thing about mind maps is you can write, you can do a little sketch, you can write a synonym, so another word that means the same thing. Anybody else want to add to our kindness mind map? Oh my word, I'm going to do popsicle sticks. We've got so many volunteers. Petra.
What? You can be responsible, which means to take care of things. Like if someone gets hurt, then you can ask. Then you can tell the teacher, or you can help them.
So could I put help each other?
Yeah.
Great. Help each other. Petra, what's your last name again, sweetheart?
Nicoranic.
So P-N would be Petra's initials.
Or it could be Nico, since that's the short name from our family story.
Oh, neat. Okay, before we continue, turn and talk to someone next to you. What's another example of kindness?
Someone is something is like helping them.
Why don't you get Erin to give another example? Another example. Lily, why don't you talk to Absolutely.
I know, but it's making it like if you're making it so
Look at you turn to him like what?
Sew it. Really? Sew it?
Yeah.
See what it says?
We'll also say yes.
Nice things to each other. You can't just give up.
oh wait.
Yeah. So let's think of
So, listening to the whole group, you guys have so many examples of what it means to be kind. I'm going to add one that I heard, and then we'll ask for a couple more with popsicle sticks. Nick and Sebastian and Annabelle said that one of the most important things about being kind is to invite other people to play your games. Right? If you see somebody standing by the soccer field alone, ask if they want to play. Because even if they don't want to play, it's going to make them feel better on the inside, right? So I'm going to add that. Invite people to play.
But what if they did, and what if they didn't get a part in the game?
Well,
Well,
you could always,
what do you think? Go ahead.
you could always like make a version of it, even if it doesn't make sense to you.
Yeah, that's a great suggestion. It
I
sounds like
Or say you could make a dog, or ask the person what they want to do.
yeah, and you could change your game to fit more people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's say someone was playing Wizard of Oz, and someone wanted to be Dorothy, and the other person wanted to be Dorothy. There could be two different kinds.
Two Dorothys, absolutely.
Well, once I was asked to play a game and I didn't get a part in the game, so I asked if I could be something, and they said, well, that's not in the game.
Well, then that would be a great way to
And
say.
I lost my friend for 1 year.
Ooh, that does not feel good. Did you get some help figuring that out? Good. Okay. So, and you can always say pass if you don't want to share. Dylan, anything else you'd like to add? What does it feel like to be kind, or what is it? Pass. Okay. You already helped us out anyway. You got our first comment up there. Declan.
Like, kind of like you could, like if someone really needed help in something they really wanted to do, but you really don't like that, but you see they need help, instead of doing something for you, you could help the other person with the thing you really don't like, with the thing they want to do, even if you really don't like it.
You know what that sounds like to me? Has anybody ever heard the word compromise?
Yes. Yeah.
Compromise. That sounds like making a compromise when you say, you know what? Doing this thing I don't really like to do is going to make my friend feel so good that you do it anyway. So is it okay if I write compromise to sum up your idea?
Yeah, because like once my sister was sewing,
Yeah?
and she needed help,
Yeah?
and I really hated sewing. I really hate sewing, by the way.
Yep.
And so I tried to help her.
So I'm going to put compromise, like helping your sister sew. And that'll help us remember the story, the example that Declan gave us. Great. Let's do one more example, and then you guys are going to have a chance to do this with your own group. Oh, I forgot I wanted to add a really important thing. I like to do symbols. Symbols help me remember things. Kindness, for me, kindness, Petra and Aiden, kindness, the symbol is always something
Happy.
like a heart. That always makes me think of kindness. Ginger, would you like to add?
Well, someone was crying, and you were in the middle of a game, you can just help out, and you can ask them if you want to play if someone was crying.
So, helping people when they're crying? Caring for people when they're crying. Great, Ginger. Has that ever happened to you before? Show a brain match if you've ever noticed someone crying and helped them. That's a really great thing to learn how to do in second grade. Helping when someone is crying. All right. Ginger, last. So, kindness group, when you go to do your mind map in a minute, give me just 1 second, Betty, I'll come right to you, okay? When you go to do your mind map, are you going to copy word for word all the things that we have up here? Do you think you could come up with, Max, do you think you could come up with some other things? Yeah, this can help you get started, but you don't want to copy the exact same words. Becca, you were waiting patiently.
Like help other people out.
Help other people out, definitely. So you kind of agree with help each other here, what Petra said. So I'm going to put a little check by that so that we know that Beckett also agrees with that. Any questions? So the Courage to Act web, which table do you think might be doing the Courage to Act web?
The Courage to Act.
The Courage to Act table. So raise your hand if you sit at the Courage to Act table. Absolutely, should be 5 people. The Respect web. Who do you think might be working on the Respect mind map? Absolutely. So Miss Tamia and I will bring this around. You can send a volunteer to go get some thin markers to write with.
Can you use pencils?
You can also use pencils. And please make sure, Petra, sweetie, those are going to have to go under my desk if they're a distraction, okay? Please make sure that as you're doing your mind map, you're listening and looking at what other people are writing, because it's not just about what you're writing. You want to make sure you're working as a whole team. Okay? Any questions or comments? We're going to do this if everybody could look over at the clock. It is 11:15. We're going to work on this till 11:30, maybe a little bit shorter, about 11:30. And then we're going to come back to the carpet together and come up with our classroom agreements. So what are the things that are so important to us that we're going to decide to do them every day of 2nd grade? Okay? Questions or comments? Raise your hand if you'd like some music in the background. Okay. Put on a little quiet music. Let's see if we can do a great transition back to our daily spot. One volunteer to get thin markers or pencils. And if you guys would like to move somewhere else in the room instead of working at your table, you're welcome to do that.
Can you use thick markers?
You can use thin markers or pencils, not thick, because they're too hard to write.
I already got thin markers. I know.
Hey, of course I know this is mine. I'm the only one here that has
You can write with pencils or thin markers, okay? Oh, I like you guys are going as a team.
Maybe we should get some clipboards. Yeah.
So guys, what is the Courage to Act? So what if, for example, Dylan had 5 coconuts? What if coconuts missing? What would it look like to have the courage to act?
Help find some stuffed animals. Help find some stuffed animals that's lost.
Right, so you could write that down. That's a great example.
Or you could, if you had a lesson like that, you could give it to me. Hey, I wouldn't
Oh my gosh, did you guys just hear? Did you just hear what Lily said? She said, if you have your own listening pet and you can't find, Dylan couldn't find his, you could let him borrow yours. That's another great example.
Today, Heather, she had a cold and she didn't have a jacket. So I had 2 jackets, so I gave one.
You gave her one of your jackets. That's the Courage to Act. So how does it feel inside when you have the Courage to Act?
That people borrow.
Yeah, you could loan people the things. Yeah. Great job, Dylan. You can even draw a picture of coconut.
Now I don't know what I mean.
So what do you think, what about taking care of our classroom tools, for example, our math tools? Does that have anything to do with responsibility?
Yes. But I was writing something. Yeah. You're right to put the marker like that. Say there's a process.
That happens a lot now. So what if you notice that somebody leaves all the markers out on the carpet? What would a responsible 2nd grader do?
A responsible 2nd grader would pick it up.
Would help pick it up?
Like that's what I meant. If someone lost something, like the teacher losing her markers.
Right. then we would help each other. Right. What else? What did you write down there, guys?
I wrote to take care of classmates.
To take care of our classmates, yeah.
Be responsible.
Absolutely. So do any of you guys have younger siblings?
Yeah, I have one birthday.
What's that? Oh, sorry, I'm in your spot.
Yeah, like if your mother was out for the day and you had a little sister,
Yeah.
it would be like,
Exciting. And you'll get lots of practice.
I have one out the end.
Come over here, and you can write it. Uh-oh. Well, maybe we don't need to.
Take care of one another.
I'm 16 and my little sister is
7 plus 1 equals 11. Yep, that's true. That is actually 11. Yep. I made them that was a wrap round. Was it a wrap? Was it a wrap around?
No, I made them.
Yeah, but do you wrap it around yourself? Oh.
No, it's hooked and then you put it on. Basically a bracelet.
Yeah, I know how to make those. I got a home
I have my whole
kit.
pack.
I got a home kit all the way back in Washington. If your mother was up for today, I know.
You know today.
3, 2. I'm missing one. And your mom was Then you have your own.
Audrey, did you think of an example you might like to add? Yeah, great. So never tell us. So what does it mean to be somebody who doesn't tell? You know what that word is? To be honest, right? You could write that there too, to be honest. Why is it important to be honest, do you think?
Because people might not argue and they might
Sure, right? As long as, actually, not use crayons because it's hard to write with them. You want to draw a picture? Okay. On your web? Sorry, sweetie. Why is it important to be honest? Because people might not believe you?
Yeah, like say you say something and it's not right, but people will believe you.
Right.
Say you said there's not enough room, I'm sorry.
Right.
And then you think there's not enough room, but there actually is.
Oh, then they might not believe you the next time.
Yeah.
Huh.
And if you're really, and you're really true, they don't believe you.
Right. Definitely. And also when you aren't honest, it sometimes makes friendships a little bit complicated, doesn't it? Yeah. That's a great one.
Yeah, like if the parent was just like if you're 10 years old and your mother only was at the store when you go straight, turn right, and turn left, and then you're there.
So responsibility, so what does that tell us about responsibility?
Like I wrote,
Me going to school by myself day too dangerous because I go on the public bus.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, and it's really crowded.
Yeah.
But sometimes I go in the car as well.
Yeah?
I'm not allowed to drive. I can't walk that far because that would take my dad 4 or 5 hours.
Right?
one
My
time
dad actually
was in a metro way.
Let's finish. Let's wait till Declan's finished.
Pretty big chance being stolen on the public.
Yeah. So how can you be responsible on the bus?
Well, stay with your parents.
Absolutely. So that's a great example of being responsible. Staying with an adult.
My
Right?
dad once took the metro.
Yeah.
And then after he took the metro, there was this woman which was shouting, and then there were a bunch of people who were running by, and then he was waiting to see what was going on, and then he saw like a black man, like 2 meters tall, and he was carrying an AK-47 in his arms.
My goodness. That sounds really scary.
Excuse me.
AK-47
Anything else, Vicky?
And watch this
guys, I
guy,
think
he
Kyla
was
was waiting.
terrorizing my dad. And
So what
he
happened?
got an RPG.
I think that he said that it was scary for his dad because he was on a bus at some point and saw somebody who was scary, carrying something scary. So how was your dad responsible when it happened?
He actually ran and called the police and caught him.
That's a great example. So when you
my
see
mom-
something dangerous, to tell somebody.
Yeah.
Tell somebody. That's a great thing to write down.
What if
And my mom
Yeah. You could go up to an adult and say, "Could you please call the police if you see something scary?" I think Kyla's been waiting. Go ahead, sweetie pie. Tell me.
One time my school was only across the street,
Yeah.
and then you would turn left.
Yep.
So there's this.com where you can send your child on a taxi by themselves, and they don't need to pay. They don't need a credit card or cash or anything
Wow.
because you already paid online. And my dad did that. Actually, my mom all the way back in Washington did
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And I took the taxi to school, and the bus driver had the doors locked, and my mom's friend was the bus driver. My mom's friend was the taxi driver.
Oh, that's helpful.
So then, and I got to school safely because my mom's friend was the bus driver.
So what is that? How are you being responsible in that story?
My mom used her friend so I wouldn't get hurt.
So staying with somebody that you trust, right?
Yeah.
Those are all great examples of responsibility, right?
Wait, is that actually true? Yes. No, wait. Yeah, also yours, I believe. Yes, that's actually true. I went to
Yeah, I know the.com that you went on. I know it. I did.
Yeah, I did take the test.
I read it on
I don't know.
those streets that flip up and down.
Let people play me.
Oh my goodness, these are amazing. I think you guys might have written the ASL core values, and you just never told Miss Tamia and me. Declan, can you stand with your hands inside? All right. Hands should be empty. Eyes are on me. Right now, we're going to have 2 more minutes to finish up whatever you're working on or talking about. And then we're going to clean up and come down to the carpet together to come up with our classroom agreement. Okay, so 2 more minutes.
We're done.